Welcome back to Monday and Tuesday edition of a Sports Beat, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Service Electric Cable TV's Channel 10 of their very popular website, mugsmedia.com. And ladies and gentlemen, time to talk basketball. Basketball analyst Mike Parachuk as we have our final basketball segments for the year. And then Mike, of course, will be back doing basketball on Channel 10 and the basketball analyst here on the Sports Beat next year. Mike, as always, pleasure working with you this year, and enjoyed your work on Channel 10, working with Joel and Dan, and we really appreciate it. And it's always tough naming an all-boys team and an all-girls team around the area, especially now that we don't have an SCIL anymore. Mike, what do you got there, my friend?
Well, thank you, Jerry, first of all, and it's been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed working with your staff, and it's been great. Working with Dan and Joel and you, and it's been tremendous. And it's been another great year, and you don't know what kind of stories are going to unfold. But on the boys' side, we had a tremendous athlete at Jefferson High School this year, and I want to highlight his career and his accomplishments. Gavin McCarney, he's at the top of my list. He's tough. He can rebound. He can block shots. He can defend. He can score. He was Mr. Everything, and the best thing about him, his coach, Coach Joe DeGennaro, said he was like another assistant coach. He helped the younger kids along, and he led them to a great season. I don't think we expected the season that Jefferson had, and it was all Gavin McCarney's leadership. So he's right there at the top. Another young man who really emerged as a tremendous player, scored 1,000 points this year. Matt Tobin, the Pac-Con Chiefs, his uncle is coach right downstairs, your neighbor, and his dad, the principal at Sparta. Tobin's just, they have that basketball pedigree.
Yeah, sure.
And
everyone in the family is a 1,000-point scorer.
Oh, it's tremendous, And he did it early in his junior year. I think next year we'll be talking about 2,000 points for this young man.
Yeah.
So it's been tremendous. And then a young man from the Sparta Spartans. Sparta had a tough year. They had a lot of kids out of the lineup, but just a kid who was there all the time. He played through injuries. He led them, Ryan Quinn. And I know you're going to be speaking about him a lot in baseball.
Yes.
He's a very talented right-handed pitcher for the Sparta Spartans. But on the basketball court, he was the glue that held that team together. They beat Pope John twice. They lost a tough game to Jefferson. They lost a real tough game to West Milford in the state tournament. But he was in the middle of everything and very proud of what his team accomplished. Pope John, a young team, only a junior, in the middle, Tyler Sabino. When I went around to different schools, coaches from various schools told me, this kid is tough. He's a challenge for us. He really can dominate the paint. So Tyler makes our team in the middle. And then from Vernon, a team that had a very good year, Matt Tintle, he's the son of a coach, very solid player, a senior. He's going to graduate. They're going to miss him, but he makes our team. And then I have a couple of other kids, Jerry, I want to mention who I would have on my team and have them come off the bench. High Point won 11 games for Coach Percy.
They had a great year, didn't they?
They really came on late in the year. And I have Adam Kowalski, a kid who could really score for them, making the team coming off the bench. There's a young man who had 10 three-pointers in a game against Morristown. His name is Rocky Hemberger from Vernon. I put him on the team. A young man, very explosive scorer, can take it to the hole from Wallkill Valley. He's only a junior. I look for him to have a great year next year, Keith Yearwood. And then how can you keep a 1,000-point scorer off the team? Stefan Blair from Sussex Tech. So those are the kids. And I think there's a lot of toughness on this team. There's a lot of grit. And, I really enjoyed the year with the boys, and there was a lot of balance throughout, Jerry. That was a great thing about this season on the boys' side.
What was it like doing games around SCIL this year? Because you saw a lot of different teams.
It was different.
Yeah.
It was harder to compare, the Vernons, the Spartas, and the Pope Johns to Jefferson and the Pac-Con.
Yeah, sure.
Because they were playing a different variety of teams, and they didn't have as many games in common. Of course, when you talk to Jimmy Tobin, he said, that's 6 games I don't have to worry about. 2 against Vernon, 2 against Pope John, 2 against Sparta. So I think for teams like Jefferson and the Pac-Con, that was a little bit of a breather.
Yeah.
But they really, did themselves well. And, I just go through the whole thing. Phillipsburg ended up in that Hunterton, Warren, Sussex tournament, losing to Warren Hills. And if you trace it back, I guess Warren Hills was able to defeat Phillipsburg 3 times. Hackettstown defeated Warren Hills twice, and Kittatinny defeated Hackettstown twice. So I don't know what that means, but it's kind of interesting to see. That the eventual winner of the whole tournament was Warren Hills, and those teams didn't have stellar records yet. they were very competitive this year.
All right, Mike, we'll talk about the girls here on the Monday and Tuesday edition of the Sports Beat, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Service on your cable TV, Channel 10. Of course, this portion of the show is sponsored by the Sparta Athletic Club. More to come, my friends and neighbors. Right now we have for you a commercial. Time out.